All right, let's get started. I'll call the village board meeting to order. This is number 3,117. It's April 25th, 2016. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Abernathy. Here. Kim.
Here.
Norton.
Here.
Rikus.
Here.
Russell.
Here.
Semple.
Okay, would all who are able please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to those here with us live and then also streaming online. Welcome to you as well. Tonight we have a few very important items, a fairly short agenda, but some very important items indeed. One of them is the appointment and reappointment of some commissioners this evening. Also, we will address there's a few motions regarding the TIF number 1 and TIF number 2, paying some bills and some other items on the business agenda as well. So with that, I'd ask for approval of minutes. A motion, please, to approve the Board of Trustees' regular meeting minutes from April 11th, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Abernathy, second by Rikus. Discussion? All right, clerk, please call the roll.
Abernathy. Yes. Rikus.
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Norton.
Yes.
Russell.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this point in the evening, we have public commentary. Is anyone here live that wishes to address the village board? We have one hand. Okay, sir, go ahead.
Ralph Gillen, Post Office Box 908, Mundelein. The website was not accessible for the meeting agenda up until 7:30 Friday night. So I set up a computer to consistently query the website. The agenda did not become available until around noon today. Isn't that illegal? Past post-meeting agendas is supposed to be posted more than 7 hours before the meeting. I do not believe in coincidence, so I suspect Mundelein is playing crooked shenanigans tonight that they do not want the public to notice or react. Mr. Mayor and Village Administrator, what's going on? You have a history of breaking the law, as evidenced by the multiple hearings you have had on the same matters. For example, the Graham annexation and the cell tower you planted at the chapel. Something is up, it will be figured out. I'm concerned about the city's disregard for property rights. I'm also concerned about the city bullying residents with other people's money. Lastly, I'm very proud of the Mundelein Fire Department and Mundelein Police Department. You've been keeping it together and doing a good job in spite of the shenanigans of the village. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to inquire about the website access, if that's true or not, and if there's a problem legally that we have. What's the situation? I have not heard of that.
I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware of there.
I could tell you that Ann printed me the agenda and some of the agenda items from the website and gave them to me on Friday before I left.
Okay,
So I'm not aware of anything being down.
okay.
I think the rule is to post the agenda at the place of where the meeting is being held, and if you have a website, to post it on your website. But I think the primary posting is in the 48 hours in advance at the place of the
Right.
meeting.
Right. Okay. Anyone else wish to address the board? Okay. Then we'll close we'll close the floor for public commentary and moving on. And by the way, just along those lines, you know, I can tell you the village board takes great pride in our transparency. This is the packet for tonight, and it's a light agenda, a pretty light agenda. Other neighboring villages will give you online something about like that. All right, everything we have, every bill we pay, every 70-cent, set of screws, all the way up to the pension payments we make are all in here. The bill pay list is here completely for everyone in the public to see before the meeting. And so we take pride in that, and we won a transparency award a few years ago when we redid the website. And so we take that very seriously. All right, my report, let's see, there's no presentations or award this evening, public hearings, none tonight. We have commissions, appointments, and reappointments. And so let's go to this. We have a number of reappointments this evening, and not everyone is here, but if I call your name, I'm gonna have to ask for a motion for every single person on the list. And so if I call your name, just raise your hand, and then we'll know you're here. So first up here, I need a motion, please, let me get the right language here. Motion to approve the reappointment of Jeffrey Hill to the Board of the Fire, it says Board of Fire and Police, but that's the Fire and Police Commission, I believe would be the name of it. Okay? Do I have that motion, please?
So moved.
Motion by Abernathy,
Second?
second by Mr. Rikus. Mr. Hill, you're here, raise your hand. There he is, okay? Any discussion? All right, clerk, please call the roll.
Abernathy?
Yes.
Rikus?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Very good, thank you. Thank you very much for your service.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Next up, Scott Black. I need a motion, please, to approve the reappointment of Scott Black to the Plan and Zoning Commission.
So moved?
Second.
Motion by Norton, second by Kim. Discussion? Mr. Black, raise your hand. There he is. Discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Norton?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Rikus?
Big yes.
Abernathy?
Absolutely.
All right, motion carries. Again, thank you.
Thank you.
Terry Roswick, there he is. All right, I need a motion, please, to reappoint Terry Roswick to the Plan and Zoning Commission.
So moved.
Motion by Kim,
Second?
second by Norton. Discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Kim?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Abernathy?
Yes.
Rikus?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Larry Gallus, there he is. Need a motion, please, to approve Larry Gallus as being reappointed to the Economic Development Commission.
So moved.
Motion by Russell, second by Rikus. Is that right?
Yes.
Discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Russell?
Yes.
Rikus?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Abernathy?
All right.
Norton?
Yes.
Mr. Gallus, thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Maria Sanchez, I don't think she could be here unless she popped in, okay? I need a motion, please, to reappoint Maria Sanchez to the Human Relations Commission.
So moved.
Second?
Motion by Kim, second by Norton. Discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Kim?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Abernathy?
Yes.
Rikus?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next up, for the Human Relations Commission, Luis Fuentes. There he is. Motion, please, to reappoint Luis Fuentes to the Human Relations Commission.
So moved.
Motion by Kim,
Second.
second by Abernathy. Discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Kim?
Yes.
Abernathy?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Rikus?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for your service, Mr. Fuentes. Deborah Shutter, Police Pension Board. Is she here? No? Okay. I need a motion, please, to reappoint Deborah Shutter to the Police Pension Board.
So moved.
Motion by Kim,
Second?
second by Rikus. Discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Kim?
Yes.
Rikus?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Abernathy?
Yes.
Motion carries. Then we have 5 up for the Old Number 1 Fire Truck Preservation Committee. We can see the nice T-shirts. That's awesome. First up, Gary Gunther to be reappointed to the Old Number 1 Fire Truck Preservation Committee.
So moved.
Motion by Rikus, second by Russell. Discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Rikus?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Abernathy?
Yes.
Motion carries. Mr. Gunther is he's on a number of different village responsibilities. Farmers Market is the manager of that, amongst many other things. Thank you very much. Bob Stallman, there he is. Motion, please, to reappoint Bob Stallman to the Old Number 1 Fire Truck Preservation Committee.
So moved.
Motion by Norton,
Second.
second by Russell. Discussion? Discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Norton?
Yes.
Russell?
Do I have time to think about it? Yes.
Abernathy?
Yeah.
Rikus,
And also a yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Kim Suckup? Sukup. Motion, please, to reappoint Kim Sukup to the Old Number 1 Fire Truck Preservation.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Rika, second by Kim. Discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Rikus,
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Norton.
Yes.
Abernathy.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for serving there. Dick Stakowitz, there he is. Motion, please, to reappoint Dick Stakowitz to the Old Number 1 Fire Truck Preservation Committee.
So moved.
Motion by Kim.
Second.
Second by Norton. Discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Kim.
Yes.
Norton.
Yes.
Abernathy. Rikus.
Yes.
Russell.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up, Wendy Frazier. There she is. A motion, please, to reappoint Wendy Frazier to the Old Number 1 Fire Truck Preservation Committee.
So, second.
Motion by Abernathy, second by Rikus. Discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Abernathy.
Yes.
Rikus,
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Norton.
Yes.
Motion carries. To all of you reappointed, again, just thank you so much. This is, for those of you watching online, this is, these aren't paid positions. And so for some of these commission positions, it's hours every month. And so we want to just thank you guys again for stepping up and being reappointed for another term. Thank you very much. Next up, we have new appointments. We have a new appointment to the Economic Development Commission, Mundelein Community Days, and the Fire and Police, the Board of Fire and Police. So first up, let's have Michael Allred. If you could come on up, sir, and for the swearing in, and then, then I'll have to sign this, so. Go ahead. Let me do this.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Michael Allred, do solemnly swear
I, Michael Allred, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Office of Economic Development Commission Member
of the office of the Economic Development Commission Member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for stepping up.
Thank you.
You have to sign this.
Mr. Mayor, do we need to vote to approve that appointment first? Just a small little, yeah. Just a small
We
note.
should do the vote first.
It's gonna be kind of embarrassing if we don't.
I need a motion, please.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Kim, second by Abernathy. Discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Kim.
Yes.
Abernathy.
Yes.
Norton.
Yes.
Rikus.
Yes.
Russell.
Yes.
Motion carries.
That was close.
Come back, please.
Hey, Mike. We have a meeting on Thursday.
Yes, I know. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you.
All right. Okay, is Carrie Newby here yet?
No, it's here.
No, she was going to be a few minutes late, so we may have to come back to her. Daniel Lenzini? There he is. Excellent. Okay,
Oh,
so
they call it the
let's take
Fire
the
and
vote
Police
first this
Commission.
time. I need a motion, please, to approve Daniel Lenzini as a commissioner on the Board of Fire and Police.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Rikus, second by Abernathy. Discussion? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Rikus.
Yes.
Abernathy. Norton.
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mr. Lenzini.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Daniel Lenzini, do solemnly swear
I, Daniel Lenzini, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Mundelein Board of Fire and Police
of the the office of Mundelein Board of Fire and Police,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations. Thank you. All right, good stuff. Thanks a lot.
Congratulations.
Congratulations and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
Thanks. Okay, Carrie Newby needs to be approved and sworn in as well. And so when she arrives, we'll pick that right up when she gets here. So with that, I'll go further on in my, report here. Now where's, just a second. There it is. All right, so next up in my report is a mayoral proclamation regarding National Police Week. And the Congress and the President have appointed May 15th, the week of May 15th, as peace officers. It's the peace officers, it's the National Police Week, but then May 15th is actually Peace Officers Memorial Day. And so there's a nice proclamation here appreciating police all over the country and everything, but I just wanted to give a few words, and that just pertains to our department, and just a great job that Chief does and what a good department we have. And I've heard about how good our department is from a variety of other sources, just not from within here, whether it's from a district attorney that's telling me on the side, hey, you really need to appreciate how well you have it here. Also, side comments from the certifying organization, CALIA, who took me aside and said, boy, you guys got a real good thing going on here. And so they do a great job, but I just wanted to appreciate and just encourage everyone, if you see an officer at some time, just appreciate him sometime next month. I know it's a given week, but they really are passionate. I was fortunate enough to be at the Mundelein stand-up panel, and Chief was there, and then her last name changed, Sarah Worth now. And so she was on the panel along with Chief, and I was just taken with the passion that they have, aside from just doing the job and enforcing the law, but community policing is a real passion here. And I appreciate that, but then all the other officers, if you think about it, whenever an officer is on a call, and they're called to someplace, and they go there, think about it, there's usually, in most cases, one person at least that really would prefer that an officer not be present at that particular moment. And so every day it's like that. You go from call to call, and there's probably at least one person that would prefer that the officer not be there. And then the officer has to go home, get up the next day, and do it all over again. And that takes a bit of mettle in my mind. And we can't really appreciate them enough. And so really, if you have an opportunity next month in May, think about it and just say a few words. That would be great. Also, we have a proclamation regarding Arbor Day. Back in 1872, J. Sterling Morton started this in Nebraska, and on Arbor Day back then, they planted 1 million trees, apparently in a day. That's what the literature says anyway, and so it's been a tradition. Here in Mundelein, we celebrate Arbor Day, and I've been going to Washington School every year that I've been mayor to talk about trees, along with Mr. Boucher. He does a great job, and they give the kids a tree to plant, and it's a lot of fun. And so we just remember Arbor Day and the importance of trees. And when this ash borer thing hits home, then you really appreciate trees more. Last week they showed up in front of the neighbor across the street from me, and in an hour this big tree that was mostly dead was gone. Unbelievable how fast they can do it and what an impact it has when those trees leave. But so we just remember Arbor Day coming up as well. All right, so that takes us to there. Okay, Let's go to an item of business under my report. This is the Mundelein Community Connection funding request. I need a motion, please, to approve a purchase order and payment to Mundelein Community Connection in the amount of $25,000. Motion by Abernathy,
Second.
second by trustee Rikus. Discussion.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, trustee Kim.
Thank you. As many of the Mundelein Community Connection members know, every year I do vote on the negative of this, but I would like to explain my vote for some who it may be their first time hearing it. First of all, I appreciate everything that they do, and none of this is a personal vote, because I do attend their events and I spend money there. But philosophically, I understand that it is a private entity, and many people confuse the fact that because it's called Mundelein Community Connection, that they think it's part of the village, but it's actually its own private entity of its own accord. And since we do not open that funding to groups such as the Lions, the Rotary, the VFW, the JCs, I just feel that it is not exactly fair to just give it to only one organization. And also to point out the fact that in Libertyville, their Libertyville Main Street is fully funded of their own accord. And so along those lines, I mean, there is some good I'd also like to tell you as well, that I do see that you guys are asking for less funding year after year, and I do appreciate that. I have a couple of questions in that the amount that we're paying, this $25,000 here, is actually the amount that they asked for last year, correct? And that going forward in the upcoming year, they're asking for $20,000, which is less. Is that correct? Yes?
That's correct.
Okay, and so I just wanted to thank you guys on that trend, even though you already know how my vote will be, that I do appreciate that you are going that way towards Libertyville Main Street's, fully self-funding way. I also wanted to throw in a question, if somebody on the Main Street Board could answer. I noticed that the farmers market has moved, and it's, to be honest, in a much better location. Lots of customers, lots of traffic, people pulling off the road to go in there. But the Santa's Cottage has also moved too, and I know that in the charter there is kind of a thrust to promote the downtown and the downtown businesses. So with the things moving, and I understand the popularity is so much better, right? But how will some of it, or will there be new events, or what's being done to bring some of that back to the downtown? And if you don't have an answer tonight, I'm just okay.
The Santa's Cottage is becoming bigger and bigger. This coming year, we're planning to have a trolley, and the trolley will come around here, maybe take them, the kids out into the streets. So we needed more room. We know that the on Seymour and on Seymour and Park. It was small. It was wonderful, but it was very small, and it was kind of dangerous. So we wanted to make sure that the kids didn't come into any harm. So we came here where it was blocked off. It was wonderful. I think we had 300 more kids this year. We were lucky to have people donate for the cookie cottage, and because now that we do have more funds, we're planning to put it back into the village. And so one of the things that we started talking about, still kind of early, but we did talk about having a trolley come. We haven't decided horse-drawn or not, but something around here, something that the kids would enjoy, and that's what it's for the kids to have a good time. So that's why we moved it here.
And the hot chocolate that's given out is in the circle, right?
Right, it's over here.
Right, because I'm just throwing it out there, but if the trolley took them to some of the shops in that area and there was a voucher for hot chocolate, it would promote the businesses at the same time as having the event. Yeah.
Also, we wanted to make the village aware of our new village hall. And as a result, we wanted to bring people here to show them what a beautiful place this is and how convenient it is for everybody and what a great job we did on it. So that was another primary reason why we moved it here.
The police have been absolutely wonderful with helping, and the kids love to see them because then they know that they're you know, you can touch them, you can feel them, you can talk to them, and they're not that bad police, they're officer friendly, you know? So, it's just a bunch of little things that we have tried to incorporate, and it's all working.
Yeah, and just one other thing, our mission statement is to provide activities for the downtown and greater Mundelein. I mean, if we were gonna have something that was in Libertyville or another suburb around it, we wouldn't have it there. It's gotta be within the confines of this village. And thus, that's why we have the events that we do and the events that can increase it.
Right. With our farmer's market, it's been wonderful. We moved it, Gary, I have to applaud, moved it to 45, and we've had double the amount of people, and you can see it. You're driving on 45, you're coming home from work. Oh my goodness, there's a farmer's market. Let's pull over. So it's you know, new things. You talk about new things. These are all new things that we're working on.
It was good to hear about the farmer's market that, you know, in the past you'd have to call them to buy a space, and now they're calling you. So that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's exactly
All right.
right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, trustee Abernathy.
Yes, I just want to let everyone knows how I feel about Mundelein Main Street as being on the board. I'm sorry, I know, okay. I was on the board when it was Mundelein Pride, then on the board when it was Mundelein Main Street. Now it's Mundelein Community Connection. It is where you talk about promoting the downtown. Every one of their events is in our technically downtown. So Santa's Cottage, being here at the Village Hall, is part of our downtown. And being on 45 at Santa Maria, that's also another cornerstone of our downtown. So it is in our downtown. So thank you for doing that. The other thing is, if any businesses that are members, now businesses can join as members, and then if they are a member, they can put a coupon in the bags that are given to the kids. And then the kids can, that's what we used to do when we had Abernathy's. We used to have our coupon, because we were members of Mundelein Community Connection at the time. Well, it wasn't them, but we had a coupon book. And members that pay their membership are able to put a coupon in, and then it brings people to your business. So if other businesses would like to be part of that, they have a membership with MCC, and then they can put a coupon in, and that brings people to their business. That's the importance of having a membership with them. So let's not forget that part of this is our funding supports the businesses that aren't able to purchase a membership. And that's what we've been doing, because I know MCC has been very good about looking to the side, saying, okay, they don't have a membership, but we're going to let them do this anyways. So they've been very nice about that. So I thank you for continuing to support businesses, whether they have a membership or not. And I'm happy that we're able to help subsidize the businesses that way for not having a membership and still being able to participate. The other thing I'd like to see, and I thought it's been great, fiscal year 2015, you asked for 30,000. 16 went to 25,000. 20, you're asking for, or 17, you're asking for 20,000. And hopefully every year we're going to, I think that's great. Thank you for stepping up and, realizing.
Such debt when we started.
Yes, you were.
And we're very happy.
And the other difference between Rotary and, which is a phenomenal organization, I was a Rotarian for many years, the sole purpose of Mundelein Community Connection, for those that don't know, is to promote Mundelein. Rotary has other objectives. They're not just to promote Mundelein. MBA promotes each other. Yes, they do promote Mundelein, but their objective is to promote business within Mundelein. We have MCC, and their whole job is to promote and to plan events for Mundelein. So that, I think, is the reason why we don't have a problem, or I don't have a problem saying yes to funding. $20,000, $25,000 is a very inexpensive marketing part of our budget. And that, you can't buy that kind of marketing when you have that many people from outside coming to our beer fest. How many we sell out for the beer fest? Yeah, 1,800 people are in Mundelein spending money, coming to our town, and most of them are not residents of Mundelein, correct?
Correct.
So, I think that's, yeah, you better get your tickets, it'll sell out. That, I think, is a key, is they're bringing people with their events from outside of Mundelein. So I definitely will be supporting MCC, and I like your tradition of continuing to ask for less and less, becoming more self-sufficient.
Hopefully, one of these years, our goal would be to come here and present you a check.
Wouldn't that be? But, and thank you, that was the most, I cannot believe how thorough your audit is. Thank you. I think but that is a very good audit. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
I have something.
Mr. Reeves?
Speaking of the audit, if I'm reading this correctly, you have a surplus, you will have a surplus at the end of this year of $88,000, $89? No? That's just indicating your net assets, beginning of the year, 55, end of the year.
Yeah, those are the net assets, and that's an accumulation of assets.
So that's everything.
For the years.
Okay, what are you anticipating your cash reserves will be at the end of this period?
It's hard to project because.
Well, it's hard to project, and I apologize for interrupting you, but I'm looking at your budget, and your budget, is things that you can forecast. You have membership, you have, even with the beer fest is all advanced ticket sales, isn't it? So if you have a bad inclement weather, the majority of your funds are already in the bank.
Yeah, the beer fest is very expensive to run.
Mhm.
And so, we try to get to a break-even point because we have to pay for all the tents. We have to pay for everything up front. That's why we have a surplus in that account. If it rains, there's no beer fest.
But again, isn't it correct that the majority of your tickets are
Most of them are.
most of them are, so that money's going to be there anyway.
A break-even point.
So then am I looking at if I'm interpreting this correctly, it wasn't the 88,000, but your revenues over expenses are 19,000. So you should be having about a $19,000 revenues over expenses this year, correct?
Hopefully, yes.
All right, because I am concerned about this. I love what you do. I think it's great. But I am concerned. You've reached a point now where you're making some money, and to keep coming back to the village and looking for support, financial support, I think at some point we're going to look at it with a jaundiced eye.
Well, just for the past 2 fiscal years, fiscal year ended January 31st, 2015, had we not received the village grant, we would have lost $22,000.
I'm sorry, when was that?
January 31st, 2015, that previous
15.
fiscal year, we would have lost $23,000 without the village grant. If we didn't get the village grant, fiscal year ended January 31st, 2016, we would have made $2,400. So we're on a good track, but we still are a little, want to be a little safe in that we want to make sure we have the cushion. And like I said before, our goal is really to present the village with the check.
Well, weren't those dates, though, pre-Beer Fest, the popularity of Beer Fest, let me put it that way?
Last year's beer fest was incredible.
So those figures of a deficit includes the successful Beer Fest?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And another thing to think about too, at one point, we might need to, the bank has been very generous. And at one point, we might have to pay rent and move. So keeping that in mind, we're, I guess, from the old school where we need to have a little pocket of cash if we need to move. So this is why we have this
Yeah,
little.
our office is in the PNC Bank.
Mhm.
And, about a year and a half now, they had some new people there, and they kind of put their foot down on us. So,
They weren't gonna let us have park on park, they weren't gonna let us do a lot of things. So we have moved some of our have a gourmet club that we call it, has been moved. There's a few things that have been moved, and we have talked about moving and paying rent. The problem is, we looked around and the rent is very high. So, you know, we're keeping that in mind.
May I interject something quickly? So a couple of years ago, I attended a workshop by the American Planning Association, and they did a presentation on community events and kind of what to expect from community events. And the presenters were really great, and they provided some insight that a lot of people don't tend to think of when they have these events going on in their community. And they said that, you know, there are three things that you have to you expect to get when you have these events going on. And they're exposure, character building of a community, and the benefits the activities provide residents and business owners. And the one thing they said is that in most cases, special events barely break even. So don't hold these events thinking they're going to be money generators. Don't hold these events, you know, with the expectation that they can all be self-sufficient. And in a lot of cases, the communities aren't able to put these on under the municipal umbrella because of the costs involved with them and the time dedicated to them. There's just not the staffing that does that. So if you have a couple events that you can put on really, really well to bring something to your community that's outside of just trying to generate some revenue, but really bring some recognition to your community, that you should embrace that. So I just want to provide that perspective as it was given to us at that conference. So
Thank you very much. Please don't misunderstand. I'm very for events, having been an owner in an event planning and entertainment production company for over 25 years. So I'm all for events. We just went through some budgeting, and there were some very serious cuts that had to be made in order for the village to have a budget that we had to cut a lot of things, you know. So I just want to look at this as closely as I can. And I like what you said, Mr. Brim, about, you know, your hope is to eventually become so prosperous at a point, regardless of whether or not the event is designed to be that way, that you don't have to ask for the money, so that that money can then be allocated to something else.
You know, one of the things we do is a Long Grove Festival, and Amanda knows what we go through to put this on, and it's for the residents of Mundelein, and it's fun. I mean, we had a rain out one year, but that's okay. I mean, but the kids had a good time. You know, we give them entertainment, there's music, there's food, it's just fun, and that's what we want to do. We want to bring people to Mundelein.
Yeah, I'm not questioning that at all. I think that's very commendable. And I hope you continue, and you're very successful, and you even add to the events. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Abernathy? Rikus?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Kim?
No.
Norton?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see. I have the TIF stuff too, right? I'm looking at this correctly. Okay. Item E. Item E, this addresses TIF number 1. I need a motion, please, to adopt a resolution scheduling a public hearing on June 27th, 2016 at 7 p.m. for amendment of redevelopment project area and approval of amended redevelopment plan and convening joint review board meeting on May 18th, 2016 at 6 p.m. This is for TIF number 1.
So moved.
Motion by
Rikus.
Rikus, second by Abernathy. Discussion.
do we have to say that it's at the Village Hall?
It's in the resolution, but you can, yes.
It'll be here at the Village Hall, okay? Any discussion? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Rikus?
Yes.
Abernathy? Russell?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Motion carries. Finally, a motion, please, to adopt a resolution scheduling public hearing on June 27th, 2016 at 7:15 p.m. for consideration of redevelopment project area, redevelopment plan, and tax increment allocation financing, and convening joint review board meeting on May 18th, 2016 at 6:15 PM. This is for TIF number 2.
So moved.
Motion by Rikus,
Second.
second by trustee Russell. Discussion. All right, clerk, please call the roll.
Rikus.
Yes.
Russell.
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Abernathy. Norton.
Yes.
Motion carries. Is Carrie Newby in yet? Did she arrive yet? No? Okay. All right, we'll keep our eye out. All right, that's it for my report. That takes us to trustee reports. We're Public Works Committee, trustee Russell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight, we have one item, construction contract award for the Midlothian Road sidewalk extension. For those that live over on Midlothian, we're going to put some more sidewalks in for them to safely traverse Midlothian. So I'd like to make a motion to accept all submitted bids, award a contract to Copenhagen Construction, Inc. for the Midlothian Road Sidewalk Extension Project, and authorize the mayor and the village clerk to sign a contract with Copenhagen Construction, Inc. in the amount of $43,675, subject to the receipt of required bonding and insurance.
Okay, motion by Russell,
Second.
second by trustee Kim. Discussion. Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Russell.
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Abernathy. Norton.
Yes.
Rikus.
No.
Two carries, right? 4-1? Yep. Motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, we have one more thing. Adam would like to get rid of some mulch, and he'd like to tell us about it.
All right.
We were fairly successful, even though it was snowing with the first event. But we wanted to also give everyone an opportunity that didn't want to come out in 30-degree weather to pick up mulch, another opportunity. So on May 7th, we will be hosting the mulch event again, where we'll have a loader there available for those that have larger vehicles to load. We will help them with that. We also have the self-serve station where if people are coming with bags or cans just to throw a little bit in those, then they're welcome to help themselves during that process as well on Saturday, May 7th, from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m.
I just want to emphasize that was free mulch. So they're going to help you load it. All you got to do is take it home and spread it.
And it's the nice stuff, too.
It's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's at the Public Works Facility at 440 East Crystal.
Mr. Mayor, that's all we have
Okay.
tonight.
Very good, thank you. Next up, Finance Committee. Trustee Semple is not present tonight. Trustee Abernathy.
Mayor? Okay, tonight I just have a few motions. I'm a motion to approve the Finance Committee meeting minutes from April 4th, 2016 at 6 p.m.
Motion by Abernathy,
I think Mr. Rikus is the only one who can second it, isn't he?
Yeah, I'll second that.
motion, or a second by trustee Rikus. Discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Abernathy.
Yes.
Rikus.
Yes.
Semple.
Okay.
Motion carries.
I have a motion to approve the Finance Committee meeting minutes from April 11th, 2016 at 6 p.m.
Motion by Abernathy,
I'll second.
second by trustee Rikus. Discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Abernathy.
Yes.
Rikus.
Yes.
Semple.
Motion carries.
Okay, I also have a motion to adopt the fiscal year 2017 annual budget in the amount of $54,853,809.
I'll sec.
Motion by trustee Abernathy.
Second.
By trustee Rikus. Discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, trustee Kim.
I know we had talked about it in those individual meetings, but is it possible to tack on a goal for a department at this point, or is it too late? No?
Kind of late, I think, right?
Well, I mean, I think we could discuss it if they think it's all right.
A goal, what did you say, a goal for the
Yeah,
department?
for the next following year, because they listed out, what they would do going forward. And one of the things that I had observed, which, in the future I would like to see is more measurable metrics. But I do need to give kudos that Public Works is actually doing that already, and they're looking to do more of that. But I was wondering if we could add to the, I don't remember the name of the department that you're in. I'm sorry. Thank you, community development, because I keep wanting to say economic development. Something along the lines of, 10 touches to new businesses or companies outside of town. I remember maybe 3 years ago that this had been a topic when people were running. Just, the ideas were thrown out there, like get a full-time person to look for businesses, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's not too far of a stretch to just ask for 10 touches, and add that on there. I mean, truth be told, it could all be hammered out in one morning, but at least it's a measurable metric that we can, count on for next year.
Along those lines, if I may, the EDC, the Economic Development Commission, does their annual goals and objectives. That actually will be this Thursday, where they'll adopt those, and that does have that very.
Is that in there? Okay.
It is in there, and they also have this year created a tracking system, so you can follow the goals and the achievements and measure them on
And that's just for the EDC or all across
That's the
all departments?
EDC's goals for that.
The tracking system, I mean?
Yes.
That's only theirs? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Could it be?
Well,
Could the
I
system be?
don't, well, I'll just let trustee Kim understand. I know that when Mr. Barrera was here, we went to the trade show down in Chicago, to the supermarket show. And as I was there, I think I met with, I don't know, at least 15 different people to talk about businesses here in town and coming to Mundelein. We've had a couple already. I had one organization ask me for more information, and I believe we have a second meeting with another developer the beginning of May. So that, I know you're asking for something measurable. That's happening constantly. So since January, not a doubt that there's already been more than 10 touches. So.
Right, so I think we're on the same page here.
Right,
I'm not
but I
asking
don't-
for anything that's,
But I don't understand what that's their job, that's what they do.
Right.
And that's what we do as trustees, as being part of community and economic and development is my commission. That is what I'm doing as a trustee, reaching out, just like you're in marketing, you're reaching out with the marketing edge. We have public transportation. So that's what I do as this role. And I know you were just at another conference, weren't you, just last week?
I was, and to answer your question, trustee Kim, I don't think that it's impossible to do that. I think we do, as trustee Abernathy said, we do contact people and we're in touch with people constantly. It's actually getting it out, like out of your brain and onto a place that it is trackable. I know that we've been trying really hard to put down things in lists form. But the other thing is, we also want to be careful of throwing out there who we've been talking to. So I'm not entirely sure how you want that to be portrayed in a report for who we've been talking to. And I think, I don't know, saying, well, we've talked to 8 brokers, then everybody wants more details on that. So it's a little bit of a challenge to provide something, but not everything.
right, and I understand. I think some of these metrics can be internal, definitely just like any other company, there's like, okay, what's your department going to do, and then what are you going to do better next year? And I do see we are doing, stuff like that. It was just a matter of, not all of it was measurable, and I don't think this is like a far stretch goal by any means. I think you guys are already doing it, but I think it helps to have it down on paper and get that recognition. And then when people go, well, what are you guys doing? Well, you'll be happy to know that actually there is a goal and they do this every day. And so in some ways it's PR and in some ways I think it's accountability. I don't think it's a problem. As you say, you're already doing it. She's already doing it. This is just something then to put down on paper. And then, then you can build upon goals for next year. It's a continuous, quality improvement type thing. I don't think we're on different pages.
If I could step in here,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, I definitely understand what trustee Kim is saying here, and I don't find too much fault in what she's asking for.
Oh, I'm not asking for, I'm just saying,
I
is
think
this
that
the
she's-
right time to do this?
Well, I don't know if she's saying it's the right time, but, the accountability and as the mayor has pointed out, the fact that we let everybody know, what's going on, and to address Amanda's, comment, it doesn't have to be, specific. We don't have to say we talk to company so-and-so and developers, but we contacted X number of developers, we contacted X number of retail establishments, so on and so forth, and something that is then measurable. I don't find a lot of fault with that. I think it probably is a good idea.
Okay.
How about for the
The
purpose?
mechanics of it,
Can
I don't
we-
have.
Okay,
But I would,
I'm going to call the question so
How
we
about
can
for
get through
tonight?
this.
Yeah, just, what,
I can put it in my review. I mean, I might have to put my goals and accomplishments in there. So how about for this year, so we can move on with the budget?
Right, so the budget is fine. It was just since it was the departmental budgets of all in conglomerate, I was like, is this my last chance to, before we pass the budget?
I'll put it in there, and that way it's somewhere trackable, and then next year we can put it into the regular full budget.
All right, thank you.
okay, so the question on the table
Called the
is
question.
budget.
Yes.
And I think at a later time, we'll address the philosophy behind the Community and
Yes.
Economic Development Department and the role and the symbiotic relationship with the EDC, which we've been working for a while now on getting many of those metrics in place for the outbound calls and the both phone and in person to promote the village and promote our big program and other things. But that was the intent, is the EDC would be more outbound, because these guys I know are pretty swamped. And like, I know brokers are calling all the time. And we've been working on information, getting accurate information to give to brokers in terms of our vacancies and specific square footages and everything. I've been working with Amanda on that pretty, quite intensely there.
Before you call the vote, just
Yeah.
may I interject just one other thing, and that's address Mr. Flynn. You've indicated that the EDC is going to be doing this. That's part of the, what did you say, how did you phrase it?
Every year for the last 3 years or so, the EDC has prepared goals and objectives
Okay.
for themselves. This year's goals and objectives are much more number-oriented, with contact for site visits where the EDC visits with an existing business, for new businesses, new business contacts, and for the big program, grant contacts. So there's a lot of sections of their goals that are identify a certain number of goals to achieve those numbers.
And did you say that it's trackable now?
Well, we
You have a
have-
program that will be trackable, and if it is, how do we become aware of that tracking information?
The, one of the members, Brandon Toll, is a United States Marine. The Marines are very report-oriented, and he has adapted the Marine report, streamed it down so we can use it. It's in a spreadsheet, and that will be, he's going to take us through it again for the second time this Thursday and show us how it works, and we'll keep track of that and do quarterly reports to
Okay,
the
and
mayor.
we'll have access, then, or those reports we'll have access
Yes.
to those.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to just clarify, that we will have access to those reports.
Could I just add something? You're absolutely right, both of you are right, that it's not, I think everybody's right about what we're talking about. The mayor's correct in saying that we're kind of doing this every day. If you remember, if you go back a little more than a year ago, the big thing was vacancies. And so we spent a good chunk of time, I say we loosely, I'd say Amanda spent a good chunk of time trying to get an understanding of what you think is simple to get is very difficult to get vacancy information in town. Nobody has good data, and so we had to kind of create it ourselves and then develop systems inside the organization where the building department is communicating on a regular basis to community development, and what information are you tracking and what's being collected, and the list goes on and on and on. But what was important is one school of thought is, more shots on goal, put whatever analogy you want to put, more calls out there, eventually you'll land something. It's the basic premise behind sales, right? But they also have to be strategic. Just picking up the phone every day and calling people doesn't always make a lot of sense. I don't care what anybody says, we're unlikely to get Neiman Marcus in Mundelein. And so that's a wasted phone call. And so, so part of that is what's going on. But we can track that. It's going on right now. We just haven't tracked it. But we can tell you what our vacancy is. And ultimately, that's our goal. I don't care if I make one phone call a week or 50 phone calls a week. My goal is to fill vacant buildings. And so whatever means that takes, and it is a group effort. The EDC is doing a wonderful job. Business retention is as important as business attraction. And so both of those efforts have to be made. The programs that MCC was talking about tonight is key to making the community more attractive. That's economic development in itself. Passing balanced budgets, having clear visions, all of those things matter. But to answer that question, can we expand that report to simply make contacts? Yeah, we certainly can. Incoming and outgoing, it's a lot.
Yeah, and some of this is not asking you to do work that you don't currently already do. It's a matter of the recognition of the work that's being done. And I think that's really important, and accountability for that, and something we can tell the people as well. Also, too, I remember earlier this year asking, what exactly is the charge of the EDC, and how does that overlap with, Lake County partners and with community development? And so, there were these questions asked, and so I feel really good hearing that the EDC is going forward with kind of an outbound campaign that has trackable. Thanks to Brandon being really thorough with that. But, some of these things didn't exist before. And so I'm really glad to hear that, going forward that they are.
Okay, anyone else? Oops, I'm out. There we go. Anybody else? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Abernathy? Yes. Rikus?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Alrighty, now, another motion for the rates. The rates and
No,
charges for,
get your mic.
you can't hear me?
No, the camera can't hear you.
Camera can't, sorry. Rates and charges for water service and sanitary sewer service. A motion to pass an ordinance establishing rates and charges for water service and sanitary sewer service in the Village of Mundelein, Lake County, Illinois, at an annualized water sewer rate of $8.40, effective on bills issued June 1st, 2016.
Motion by Abernathy,
Second.
second by trustee Rikus. Discussion? No? Okay. Clerk, please call the roll.
Abernathy? Rikus?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, and the last one, I have a motion to approve the payment of bills as indicated in the governing body report for the periods between April 12th, 2016 and ending April 25th, 2016 in the amount of $420,470.91.
Motion by trustee Abernathy,
Second.
second by trustee Rikus. Discussion? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Abernathy?
Yes.
Rikus?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All right. Public Safety Committee, trustee Rikus.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no report, but I'd like to ask Chief Gunther and Chief Yoder, especially Chief Yoder, if the rain is going to stop before this meeting is over. But Chief Gunther, if has any information that he could share with us on activities or events? or-
Just two things. May 12th is our Latino Police Academy graduation, and May 18th is our annual Special Olympics golf outing. So if anybody's interested, there's still foursomes available.
Okay.
Thanks.
I think this is probably one of the first meetings ever that there's not a motion in community and economic development. So with that, there were also new business reports boring last 2 weeks. And I have nothing to add.
Okay,
So thank you, I'm done.
okay. Next up, Communication and Marketing Committee, Trustee Kim.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No motions tonight, but a couple of updates. Starting the week of May 2nd, we'll have the electronic pay terminals over at the Metro parking lot, so no more shoving the dollars and quarters into the little slots. You can now pay through your phone. We'll have the spring cleanup starts this week, and it runs till next week as well, so only on your garbage day, like right the night before, you can put out all your clutter and your oversized items, and all of it will be picked up. No hazardous materials, though, like paint and e-waste, though. Let's see, and the summer outdoor concert schedule was announced, so you'll find this online on Mundelein.org, and you'll see like all the different bands that are available every Sunday, as some call in Ravinia West over here in Mundelein. The next Coffee with the Mayor will be Saturday, May 7th at 9 a.m. at Taste of Paris, and this time it will be Mayor Lentz with Trustee Semple. And just a quick reminder that if you haven't already, to go on our website to sign up for the e-newsletter, where you'll find news like this, or like the Village's Facebook page, which is just Village of Mundelein, and you can find news items like this. That's all. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Next up, Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, Trustee Norton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no motions to make tonight, but if Director Boucher could give an update on the Holly project and just what's been going on in the last 2 weeks.
The contractor continues to work on storm sewer. Today they relocated some water main to accommodate the storm sewer upsizing along Garfield. That's providing additional capacity for the tributary area, primarily to the CV drainage channel. So we're excited about that, and the one-way detour will continue through the summer till first week in August, hopefully.
Thank you very much, and that will conclude my report.
Okay, thank you. Any other reports from other trustees? Questions, comments, concerns, anything? Anybody? Okay. Finally, let's go to scheduled business. There are 3 items on the omnibus vote list, numbers 1, 2, and 3. Does any trustee wish to pull items 1, 2, or 3? No? Okay, then I please need a motion to pass all 3 items on the omnibus vote list.
So moved.
Motion by Abernathy.
Second.
Second by Trustee Russell. Discussion.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
If it's just a simple thing like a typo, does that require taking off the omnibus or no?
No, if it's a typo.
That's fine to leave it, okay. All right.
It'll be corrected eventually.
Eventually.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes, that's what it is.
It should be 1440 town line on item 3, not tow line. Okay, tow line. All right, then,
It's within the ordinance that way, too.
okay. Oh, it is. We'll correct that. All right.
Okay, thank you.
We have a first and a second, right? Okay, very good. Clerk, please call the roll.
Abernathy? Russell?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Rikus?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next up, village staff reports. Village Administrator, Mr. Lebedo.
I just have one item tonight, and that is the firefighters collective bargaining agreement. And I'm asking for a motion to authorize the mayor and village clerk to sign the Mundelein firefighters collective bargaining extension agreement. This is an extension of their current contract for 1 year.
Okay. Do we have that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Abernathy,
Second.
second by Trustee Rikus. Discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Abernathy?
Yes.
Rikus?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I have no other item other than to just, again, thank the department heads for their work on the budget this year, and also for the board. I thought that the board this year asked some very good questions, and I thought that the board was thorough in its review. There were some difficult decisions that had to be made, and I think the board worked through those collectively, and I just wanted to say I appreciate the time that you put into that. That's all I have.
Thank you. Okay. Village Attorney, Mr. Marino.
No report, and I understand there's no need for an executive session.
Right. Okay. No executive session. Finally, Village Clerk.
I just wanted to report on the abstract of votes for the March 15th, 2016 general primary election. It has been received from the Lake County Clerk and is currently on file in the village clerk's office here.
Okay. Thank you. No executive session, no other business. All right, that takes us to the end. Thank you for joining us, everyone online and present here live. I need a motion, please, to adjourn the regular board meeting. Motion by Abernathy.
Second.
Second by trustee Kim. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you very much.